And Councillor's Corner, Chilliwack, with the Mayor, Ken Popove. A lot of things to touch base on. First off, I guess you could call it the uncomfortable discussion, Ken. UFE is now dealing with online charges of racism. You've been rather outspoken about we've got to have this dialogue. How much pushback, feedback, concerns recently, since the Black Lives Matter situation in the States started, how much are you receiving at City Hall and into your inbox?
Well, that's a good question, Don. I'm actually receiving quite a bit, and yeah, the hard conversations have started a few months back, and this was born from the painted sidewalk issue that was brought forward. That we decided to take a different turn with that. I initiated a committee, inclusivity, diversity, and accessibility, and it's populated with a whole host of folks that have some interest and are working on it. So we've sort of had a bit, like a jump start, if you will, to have these conversations. And yes, they are awkward conversations, but there's no room for racism here in Chilliwack. Diversity is our strength. And we will all work together with this.
I would assume people like David Jimmy and Ernie Cray, Louis DeJagger, they're all involved in those conversations?
Not so much those three that you just mentioned, but Chief Derek Epp is there. There's a couple other First Nations folks that sit at the table as well. But I am in conversation with David, and that's a collaboration that I've been working on for many years, and we are incrementally moving closer together to work together more. And I think that's very important for our community.
Another touchy subject in those conversations is the homeless situation. The homeless count, has it been concluded? I did see in my neighborhood a couple of people with their iPads making notes and such. Where do we stand with that? Have we got... do we have numbers now, or
yes,
is that still down the
yes,
pipe?
We do. It did climb 331, I think the number was. From the last count was 271, but almost 100 of those are in our 2 supportive housing units. Okay. So you can pretty much minus that 100 out of there, and those are all Chilliwack people. So we are making a very big dent in the issue. There's one more unit coming, and it's something that we can't solve, but we can manage, and I'm proud of how we've managed it.
The city app, I know that there are a few wireheads within City Hall that are very happy because they put a lot of work into this. In a nutshell, what can we access? And I would think it'd be a ton of stuff.
Well, I first tip my hat off to the IT staff. They did a great job putting this thing together. If you go on our city site and well, actually, if you download it off of Google Apps, now I'm not a techie guy, so you can kind of fill in the blanks.
Download it on something like this.
But potholes, if there's a dead animal, any kind of issues that are connected to the city, opposed to sending me an email, then I have to shoot it up the ladder. It goes straight to either operations or to communications. It's a cool app. I recommend everybody download it and use it if you need to use it. I foresee us moving more and more virtually as days and weeks and months go by, because it's just the convenience and the rapid way that we can deal with issues that come up.
It's almost like a rite of passage to have a bonfire after you graduate and you head down to the river. And I know the river cleanup crews have always been screaming about cleaning up after this. You put out a media release on pallet fires and the nails and everything else. Is it getting worse?
Well, I'm not sure if it's getting worse, but it hasn't gone away. So this has been a real thorn in my side and the rest of the council side. the big issue there is along the riverbanks. That's all Crown land, so we don't have a whole lot of teeth to do anything with that. We can't send our bylaw people down. Well, we can send our bylaw people down and say, hey, you can't have a fire, but we can't fine them or any such. But the pallets are such an easy thing to pick up and take and light on fire and consequently leave a mess. So yes, we have moved forward quite aggressively in a campaign. We're going to target businesses that put them outside because that's the easy way to dispose of them, but it's not the right way to do it. You can take them apart, put them in your dumpster. You can take them to Parr Road for recycling or to our city dump and dispose of these things in the proper way. I'm all about clean and green in our city. Fires are prohibited. Again, Crown land, we have no teeth in putting them out, and people like to go down there. But, I tip my hat out to the several volunteer teams that do the river cleanups, and I've been involved in a few of them, and it's amazing how many nails and other crap that we pull out of there that people leave behind. Just if you pack it in, pack it out. But the pallets is something that we're really going to go after. So if you're a business owner and you use a lot of pallets, please take notice. There's not going to be fines levied, but there's going to be a big communications push to recycle them in the proper way.
Last but not least, MLA John Martin got a hold of me, as well as school board trustee Heather Maws, and they said, this is one of those years for the mosquitoes where Fairfield Island will be picked up and flown away. I'm hearing complaints in Yarrow as well. Is it worse than usual with mosquitoes this year?
Well, due to the high water, and we've been lucky for the past few years where it's been, like a really light snowpack. Consequently, there's not a lot of water that comes up in the rivers and in the sloughs that allows these little to hatch and create a crappy experience in our backyards when it's nice out. I wouldn't say it's any worse than some of our bad years. I know through FVRD they have a system in place where they're going after the larvae. I've been asked, how come the city's not spraying? We haven't sprayed for years. That is so unhealthy. It's just and we can't do that, for health reasons, obviously. But I think the saving grace is the monster hornets are on their way, and they'll maybe be feeding on these. I'm only joking, but
or the bats.
Yeah, the bats love them. But I think the lucky thing is they've come a little earlier. The weather hasn't been super nice. What's it? 9 of the last 10 weekends it's been raining, so there's not a lot of barbecue time outside to be enjoying ourselves and unfortunately swatting these things. But summer's ahead of us, guys, and I guarantee you it'll get better.
That's the other thing too I wanted to stress is, and correct me if I'm wrong, don't complain to the city. There is a link, I believe, with FVRD.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Go to the Fraser Valley Regional District and say.
And really, at the end of the day, there's the team that's out there doing this is doing their best. They're not going to get them all. Obviously, it's unfortunately going to be a bad next couple 3 weeks. But come on, Chilliwack, step it up. They're just mosquitoes. I know they're a pain in the butt, but we have to deal with it.
Mayor Ken Popove, as always, thank you so much. Councillor's Corner Chilliwack, this is chillTV. I'm Don Lehn.